and we'll start going through and layering our things up. So have you still got some of your grey board, your chipboard left? So that we can use that to raise up some of these bits and pieces. I like to use grey board and chipboard instead of foam, because foam just makes everything sticky, and I don't like being sticky. So yeah, that's why I tend to use those. Right, let me just do a little bit of tearing. Excellent. Okay, right, well, that's what we'll do. We'll come back tomorrow to finish off, because I want to do the front last. And add in our charm, of course. I need to do that, otherwise we'll be in big trouble with Mel. So how have you got on? Have you all born sticky? Hi Chloe. Have you managed to get it all done? Is it just me who's sadly lacking? I will say, in my defence, that bar the woodland tail kits, which should be going out tomorrow, I think we're on top of the posting finally, because that's been my priority this week. I think the post office has loved me. Well, they've either loved me or hated me. It's one or the other. I'm not entirely sure. But everything finally is on its way. Right, nearly there. So what we're going to do is let's start, because I have finished all of my poinsettias pretty much. What we'll do is I'd like to do these back to these last 2 pages first today. If we get those all.
Mary says she struggled with doing the pages.
Have you managed? Have you managed it now, Mary? Hi, Diana. Oh, morning, Kathy. How lovely to have you join us. This is a treat. Wow. Totally multinational today. Yes, I will what, Mel? I missed that. Be in trouble if we don't do the charm. Yeah, I know. What was the problem? Do you know? Right, I'm nearly done. Okay. Glue. I haven't got any.
Do you want to get some?
No, I'm alright. I found some. Whether it actually comes out is another matter, because let's be honest, you know exactly that I haven't put the lid on. Guess what? Oh, it's not coming out at all. All right, there you go.
They kept rising off.
One of the things that I do when I'm putting my pages in is you have to keep rubbing it for one thing, but it's not quite as brilliant on this one because obviously it's long. But I clip the ends quite often with you know, like long paper clips or something like that. That helps quite a lot. What sort of glue are you using?
There's paper. I can put this. There's a dried blob.
Oh, no.
Or something.
Just put it there. I'll clear it up later. I hate having a blob.
Never good time to have a blob.
Right. What we'll do first of all is we'll make the photo mats, I think. I think that will be the easiest thing. So what I want you to do is I want you to grab some white card and some of your thin ribbon. So this is the really thin, if you've had a kit, this is the really thin organza ribbon.
She was using Stamperia Extra Strong and Collar Gel.
Oh, I would have thought that was really brilliant. Oh, I'm surprised. Oh, it's not the glue then. I don't know. Right.
Try Stitch 2 3D.
Okay, so what we're going to do first of all is we're going to make these bits that go on. And as you can see, this is my original. And what I've done is with the cutter parts, I've matched them to the page that they're on. I mean, you don't have to do this. This is entirely up to you, but this is what I've done. So I've cut my photo mat to fit that cutter part. And I've used some ribbon just to hold it closed. But it opens up. And then what we've got here is room for two 6x4 standard size photos, for example. But basically what we're doing is we're building around the size of these cutter parts. And the one that I've used there matches that one. The one that I've used here matches that one. The girl on the horse matches that one. And then the squirrel matches that one. If you choose to use other ones, that's entirely up to you. There's absolutely no reason why not. So if you want to find your cutter parts.
Alison says hi.
Hi, Alison.
Couldn't find us.
Oh, got an itchy nose. No, I couldn't find us either.
Not me.
We've had lots of fun with that today. Oh, my nose is so itchy. Oh, it's glue. That's why. Ugh.
Glue sniffing.
Right. Okay, so I've got my 4 cutter parts. So what I want to do now is measure it just to double check the size. And that's 3 and, oh, God, 5/8 by 5.5. Let me write this down.
What size are your
3
glue pots?
and 5/8 by 5.5. I can't see. So we're going to have to double this. So we know that 5.5 is the height. That's absolutely fine. But we want to make it slightly bigger so that we can see the white around it. So I'm going to cut the height of my photo mats at 5 and 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so that's going to be the height. Now the width is going to be 3 and 5/8 times 2, Mark. What's that? 3 and 5/8 times 2.
I don't know.
6 and 10/8.
7
So 7 and 3/8.
and 2/8, a quarter.
7. Are you sure it's only a quarter?
I don't know. Hold on. I've got a mental block. I wish you'd pre-warn me about these.
No.
Seven and a quarter.
Thank you. Right, so 7 and a quarter. Plus 1/8 of an inch, because we want it to be slightly bigger. So it's going to be 7 and 3/8 of an inch.
Yes.
Right, so we're going to cut 4 out of white card. I should probably do this maths before we start, but I like to just put you on the spot.
Yeah. I was in the middle of replying to someone.
Sorry, dear. Right, so I'm going to cut 4 at 7 and 3/8. By 5 and 5/8. That sounds like it should be a number that's... No, 5 and 5/8.
No, that's as far as it goes.
Is it? That's right then.
About 60 and 5/8.
Okay. 5 and 5/8. Okay. So what did I say? 7 and 3/8.
And 5 and 5/8.
By 5 and 5/8. This is when we discover that I've done it completely wrong. Now, the next bit, you've got a choice. You can either use your scoreboard to fold them in half, but I'm going to be dead brave. I know. And I'm just going to fold it. Oh, let me take glasses off. I'm just going to fold it in half. So I'm going to line it up. Fold it in half like that. Get my bone folder.
Not all the comments are showing up on my PC.
Well, Karen was just saying she was having a problem with comments.
But they're showing up on my phone.
That's weird. Right, so, oh God, I love it when a plan comes together. So that cut apart fits perfectly on top of my photo mat. Okay?
As designed.
As designed. Well, yeah, it was look rather than judgment, but we won't go there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold all of these in half. And make sure that I've got a really good crease. And then I will have 4 of these photo mats. Okay, and now what I'm going to do...
Chloe wants to know if that's a big boner.
It is a big boner. I might have some more, but I'm not sure. I need to do a stock take. So I'm not 100% sure if I've got any. I think I have, but I'm not sure.
You need to clean your big boner, dear.
My big boner's filthy.
It is what you've been doing with it.
I don't know. So what I'm going to do now is just put these cutter parts on top of... It's like it was a card, like it was a greetings card. And I'm going to just put those cutter parts on the top and just centre them. Okay, so I've got my poinsettia. You don't have to do the same ones I'm doing, but I've got my castle. Oh, squidge that everywhere. Got my squirrel.
I think Chloe might be implying she's got a dirty big boner too.
I hate it when that happens, eh? Yes, underneath that layer of dirt. I don't know why it gets so dirty.
It's all the inks and that, isn't it?
What sort of drink, Celia? Do you mean alcoholic? I do hope so.
Says her who doesn't drink.
So, yeah, I know I don't drink, but it doesn't mean that I can't encourage other people.
Oh yeah.
It's only the decent thing to do. Although, I tell you, I'm contemplating the matter.
Me too. After this last one.
Yeah.
Breaky car.
Yeah, we've had loads of fun. I'm carless because Mark's got mine.
Because the garage has got mine.
Because the garage has got his. Again.
Looking for a new one.
So yeah, if anybody's got a really fancy new Insignia that isn't EcoFlex, I've learnt a lot this week about cars. Tell us if it's for sale. We don't care what colour it is, as long as it goes.
As long as it's not white.
Oh, as long as it's not white.
Or red.
Or red.
Yes.
Oh, you're getting a bit choosy.
Oh yeah. That's
Right, now I want you to get your ribbon.
a third of the rainbow.
I have no idea where my ribbon is. Darling.
Yep. It wasn't me you was talking to.
Yes, it was you I was talking to.
Yes.
Downstairs. I'm sorry. Oh no, because I've moved it all. In the far corner of the conservatory,
Yeah.
right underneath the bookcase nearest to the window, there's a box of stuff.
Like where we keep the bubble wrap.
Yeah, but underneath.
Yeah.
There are some packets about that big and they're full of ribbon.
Yeah.
Could I possibly have one, please? There's only a couple.
I shall return.
Yes.
It might not be shortly.
No, it probably won't be. Right, so when Mark comes back with my ribbon, we'll start putting those in. In the meantime, talk amongst yourselves. Tell me what sort of week you've had. Hi, Anne. Well, that is downright inconsiderate. I think you need to tell them that you can't be available on Wednesday because you've got crafting to do. I hope it went well. Sorry, I'm just laughing at Kathy. I shouldn't really, should I? When you say you can't find your bits fast enough, I presume you mean paper bits. Because, you know, the rest just doesn't bear thinking about. Now, you see, every week, you're trying desperately to catch up with me. And this week, I'm trying desperately to catch up with you. Right. So anyway, the reason why I'm saying is let's finish it tomorrow is because next week I would really like to get started on the floating spine. What do you reckon? Because we're actually a bit of ahead of ourselves for a change. Oops. Right. Okay. Does anybody else's husband not find stuff? You can tell. It's clear, dear. It's clear plastic. It's a little clear plastic packet and it's got ribbon and lace in it, blue and white.
And it's on the floor?
It's in a box.
On the floor?
Yes. Yeah, does anybody else's do this? The floating spine one is, it's this one. It's the, oh God, everything's falling down. Oh no. Oh. Oh, disaster. This one. So this is the Green Witch, and then I'm going to use the Fall Orchard in class, that one. I'm going to have to go and look myself, aren't I? And it's going to be exactly where I told him it was. Did you find it? No. No. Oh, you're wonderful. I knew you'd do it. Right, here we go. Thank you, my love. You're wonderful.
I would like to find something in the fridge.
Yeah. Right, okay, so if you've had the kit, you've got an awful lot of this very, very thin white organza ribbon. And what I need you to do, before we actually attach it onto the page, is this actually sits behind. I've just made these. Where's it gone? So this actually sits just behind. When we're going to stick that on, that's going to sit on there. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to tie a ribbon. This is so I don't waste loads of it. I'm just going to tie it through the middle around that photo mat. And then just to make sure that it's all stuck really, really well, little trick for you now is I'm going to put some double-sided tape over the back of the ribbon. Can you see there what I've done? It just holds it in place when we come to glue it on. So I'm going to take that off the back, pop some glue across the ribbon and on the back of my photo mat. And I'm going to stick that in the middle, side to side and towards the top of my left hand facing page. Okay? And I'm going to do the same with each of them. So that matches that one. Now I'm going to find this one with the castle. So just to save a bit of ribbon, I'm just going to tie that round first.
Tracy Joy Edwards did ask which is the floating spine one.
I know, I've just shown her. Don't worry, don't.
Right.
Yeah, no, I know, you were busy. You were.
And now I've caught up on all the comments about men's eyes.
Oh, you weren't supposed to hear that.
I didn't hear it already.
I didn't tell them the story about when I sent you home from a retreat to get... You're going to love this. And this actually isn't Mark's fault, it's mine. I sent him home from a retreat because I'd forgotten this. We've got this great big sort of, I don't know what you call it. It's like a vinyl tablecloth. And it's really great. So if you get messy, it just wipes off. Fantastic. And I knew where it was. I knew it was in the garage. I knew it was folded up and I knew it was red. And I told him exactly where it was. Couldn't find it because I hadn't folded it red side out, had I? I folded it white side out and I never said it had got a white back, so that was entirely my fault. It was my fault. And he came all the way back for it as well. You're lovely, darling.
I am.
You are.
It was only a 50-minute drive.
It wasn't, oh, wasn't that, was it? It probably was actually, yeah. All right, so exactly the same process again. That's my castle one put in. Now it's time for the girl on the horse, I think. Yeah, girl on the horse.
Someone's $1 in a million according to Mel.
Who? Mark? Yes, he is. I agree.
Oh.
Right, so a little bit of double-sided tape on the back. Is it me or is it really hot in here?
That's you.
Oh, God. It must be my age.
21.
20, yeah, and a bit. Right, let's pop that there. Oh, and I haven't matted that yet, so I can't put that one in, but I will do. That'll go on there when I've matted it. Okay, so that's nice and easy. So now we've got our photo mats in. So now what we can do is go back and have a look at decorating up the pages. So all I've done is I have layered up the fussy cutting bits that we've done. So I'm just going to show you what I've done down the bottom here is I've taken some of the little flowers and I've layered them up and I've popped some what do you call it, glitter glue on the top. I've taken one of the big poinsettias here and I've layered that up on a bit of chipboard, and then I've put some of the small and the middle-sized ones round and they're layered up on chipboard. Now on every single page what I've done is I've taken some of the poinsettias, because we've got so many of them, and I've cut them in half and I have slipped them underneath the bit of vellum or one of the pieces of the pearlescent paper. It's entirely up to you, but I've tried to make it, not so much on this one, but on these, obviously run out of big ones, so that it goes over the side of the page so that it adds some interest there. So if we start with this one, and we'll build it up together, we'll make it nice and easy. Okay, so I won't just say just get on and do it, we'll do it together. So what I want,
Beatrice this one.
Hi Beatrice, don't worry, you haven't missed much because I've
Just made running up and downstairs.
Yeah, I've made Mark run around, bless him. So I'm going to use one of these big poinsettias. And I'm going to find some of the smaller ones. So there's a middle-sized one.
Christy calls it male pattern blindness.
Oh, I think it is. It is a peculiarly male thing. I don't know why. I read a great book once.
It's about foraging for berries.
Is it? No. The book that I read was, but all about why women can multitask and men are really good at focusing on just one thing.
And I can multitask.
And it's a historical thing. Well, yes, you can multitask, but you're one in a million, dear.
Oh yes.
It was absolutely fascinating, and it was all going back to like prehistoric times and stuff. But it made perfect sense, really. Right, so I've got some of my little poinsettias and some of these tiny, tiny flowers. So let's pop those on first. These tiny flowers, I'm guessing I'm in shot. I'm just going to put these straight on here. I'm not sort of attaching them with any 3D thoughts in mind. I've just got 3 little flowers that I've just attached there. Okay. Now, this big poinsettia, that's going to go on first. So what I want to do is I want to grab some of my chipboard that's spare from when I cut my covers, and I'm just going to cut some of that out. And I'm going to glue it directly onto the back of that poinsettia. Now, I'm only cutting a rough piece, and it's not going to fill it by any stretch of the imagination, and that's deliberate. So that if I want to, I can add bits underneath and just slip things in. It'll just give me an easy way to do that. So now I'm going to attach this over the top of this one. Make sure it's the right way round, but I'm going to do it so just for a bit of interest, so that it kind of comes out. It's very difficult for me to explain about like how to design and layer things up, because it's just something, I think it's just something that we all just do without really thinking about it much. So it's very difficult for me to say do it this way, and this way. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy what I did before and just explain to you why I did a few things. But mainly I do things just because it just adds a bit of interest. So I've got one of my smaller poinsettias here. And what I'm doing is I've just attached a little bit more chipboard on there, and I'm going to put this down here. Now, do bear in mind that these are directional. So it's kind of touching, but it's slightly away from. Now I've got this bigger poinsettia here. So I'm going to add a bit of glue onto that. Another bit of chipboard. And I'm going to put that here, right way around, hopefully, underneath there. Okay. I've got 3 left. 1 large, slightly larger one, and 2 smaller. And I'm just going to get some of this chipboard. And I'm just going to attach it to the back of those. Ooh, like that. As you can see, it's not beautifully tidy because you're not going to see it. And I'm going to attach that bigger one over here. And then the smaller ones around, just linking them up. So they're touching or slightly underneath. But it kind of just gives you a bit of a flow, I think, if things touch. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that, but all I've done is I've enhanced that picture just by adding a few bits on, and it genuinely is very, very easy. You're just making a bit of interest by adding in some height. We'll put some glitter glue on there in a minute, but before we do that, I want to add some interest to this page down here. And I'm going to take a couple of the tiniest poinsettias and one of the small ones. So that one, and then the tiny, tiny ones, which I've got a horrible feeling I haven't even cut out yet. Oh yes, I have. There's one. And another. And the two of them, I'm going to just add a bit of chipboard on the back. My nose is so itchy.
Could be worse.
How?
Could be mine.
Well, that's true. I think I've got a hair.
Well, from
I read a great thing on Facebook the other day. You'll appreciate this, ladies, all of you who are my age. And it said, Halloween's coming. It's such a difficult time of year. I never know whether I should pluck the hairs on my chin or leave them for costume. Well, that was brilliant. Anyway, I'm going to add that one there. This one over here.
Yeah.
And then this one, I haven't put any chipboard on. Oh, but I've put far too much glue.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh no, it makes a change, doesn't it?
Fault from blocking it.
Yeah, definitely your fault.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so that page, other than putting some down the side here, which we'll do in a bit, because I like to leave that till last to make sure that I've got plenty of them. I'm just going to get some of my glitter glue. And I'm just going to touch it onto my flowers. Just to add a bit of sparkle for Mel's sake, really.
She loves sparkle.
She does like a bit of sparkle, doesn't she?
Michelle's had her kids promise to shave hers when they're too old to do it herself.
Oh. Yeah. I have one on my chin. But I have one really, really, really long one on my on one eyebrow. I don't know where that's come from.
I got one of those.
What, one long hair on your eyebrow?
Yep.
Oh. Right, so a bit of sparkle. Okay, so we will come back and we're going to add these in down the side, but we're going to do that last. So now let's have a look at this page. I'm just worried that these are going to stick now. So what I need now is my, oops, don't know what that was. This lady, she's going to go there. I want a big poinsettia. I mean, you can do, I'm just showing you how I've done mine, but you can do whichever ones you like. But I used Life Itself is the Most Wonderful Fairy Tale. I used
Nicole, that's what glitter glue do you use?
Well, do you know what? I can't tell you where I got this from because I've had it forever, but it's Cosmic Shimmer and it's absolutely gorgeous. I presume you can still get this. It's so full. Well, look at my finger. It's so full of glitter. It's absolutely gorgeous. But I also like stickles. I do like stickles. But I just like the silver of that one. And I found it in my stash and I thought, oh, I'm using that.
You use it.
I am going to.
Oh, that's better. I prefer to be seeing more. comments.
So I want a medium-sized poinsettia. I want the winter tails cut out, which I can't find. Oh, I'm taking these out because they're just getting in the way.
Yeah, you can get Cosmic Shimmer off Amazon.
Oh, good. It's lovely. I really like it. Oh, yeah, that winter tails. And I want, I don't know where I put it. I cut out some trees. I'm wondering if it's in my bag of bits that I haven't cut out yet.
Is yours silver that you use?
It is. I don't know if it's got a name. It's called, oh, Silver Twinkles. Silver Twinkle.
And you use the same one all throughout?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I have. And I have no idea where I got it from because I've had it forever. But Amazon sounds like a good place to start.
You've had it longer than you've had for me.
Do you know, I probably have. That's awful, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you remember where you got me from?
I do remember where I got you from.
Okay.
You were an internet bride.
For sale.
Right, can anybody tell me where I got these flipping trees from?
Use your man eyes.
I am using my man eyes, that's the
Obviously.
problem. Where did I get them from?
Yeah, I'll put some blonde.
I know where they are on the little book. I might have to find an alternative.
And I'm horrible.
Does anybody else find... No, I haven't got any trees either, but we must have had trees at some point.
It was off the cut apart.
Which one?
Aaron has no trees.
I have no trees either.
Circles cut out 3.
Yes, that's where I thought they might be. What have I got left?
Yes, it was in the circles cut apart. There's a general consensus.
Well, that's good. So have you guys all got trees?
Well,
Is it just me and Karen who haven't got
magic
trees?
winter tag. A tag.
That's what I thought. But I don't know where...
Have you eaten them?
Well, no, I don't think so. Oh, this is annoying.
Found the cut apart, the one with the same lady in.
Have I used it somewhere else?
I'm confused.
I'm confused too.
I'm not confused.
No, don't leave me.
Oh, you have to go downstairs when you wanted, really. People are saying
That's the one.
yes and no.
Yes and no.
You cut out 3 circles, was inside one of them.
trees. I can't find them because they're ready to do. That's great, isn't it? Right, so I found my trees. Good. Right, now we're going to layer this up. So, let's start with the easy bit. Big poinsettia. This is going straight directly onto the back, but I'm going to put it so that it's pointing out the side a bit, okay? So it's going to go about there. Okay? Right. Now I've got my lady. So I'm going to use some of my chipboard. And I'm just going to put some on the back. Okay, you don't have to fill the whole thing, not important. Just cut a little square for her head.
Squatted.
Okay, so let's put some glue. Hello, cat, whichever one you are.
Okay, Storm.
Storm.
She bought something.
Probably. And I'm going to lie her down on top of here like that. Okay? And I'm just going to push down where I've put the chipboard. Right, so what else have we got? We've got these trees, these darned trees. They're going to go on a little piece of chipboard.
Bella's given up. No extra trees going on hers.
They're around somewhere. You'll probably find them somewhere strange. You should have some trees, some really big trees left over. Just see what you've got left at the end and then just add it in, because that's what I do. I go back and revisit things. So I'm going to just pop the trees in about there. Behind her hand. I need some more poinsettias.
Never enough.
No, I'm going to cut that one in half. Let's put, actually no, that's one. This one, I'm going to put that onto 2 pieces of chipboard because I want it slightly higher. So that's going on 2. And this is going to cover that bottom line that we've got there, that harsh line. So that's going to cover that up so we don't see it. It's going to be over the side there, and it's going to slightly cover her up. But now what that's done by putting that there and slightly higher is it's covered all of those harsh edges. Okay. So we've got a Winter Tales one here. So we're just going to pop that onto a couple of bits of chipboard, but before we do, because it's going to go here, we only need to put the chipboard on this end, because if we put it here it's going to make it really tall and that's just going to stop our book from closing. So we need to just put it on the one end. Okay. Because what we're going to do is just pop a little bit on there. Pop that there like that. That end, of course, isn't attached yet. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on that poinsettia there. And a little bit on the front. I'm going to pop that under there. But I'm going to attach that end to that so that it is kind of flat, but it's just tied up on one end. And then I've got these bits of poinsettia that I chopped in half. And I'm just going to add these in underneath here, just to give a bit of interest. Let's pop it underneath that chipboard. And finally, I'm going to get another little poinsettia. Is that one too big? Yeah. One of the smaller ones. Here we go. And I'm just going to attach that on a little bit of chipboard, and that is going to go in there like that, and that's going to kind of build those bits up. Now we will come back to this and we're going to put some of our the Scrappy Knits chipboard that we've got, some of that will go on here, but I'm not going to do it yet because that's kind of a job that we do last, so we can put it wherever we think that we've got some spaces in the book, if that makes sense. So over this side we need to put something down here. So I'm going to grab the Dreams, no, that's Believe in Magic. Well, it doesn't really matter actually. Dreams Come True. I want a little flower. And I want a medium-sized poinsettia, which I'm going to cut in half. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make this higher. So once again, chipboard, just one layer this time.
What chipboard? What?
The grey board that I'm using to higher things up. To space, yeah. Instead of foam, I don't like foam. It's just a personal thing. So that's going to go down there like that. But these bits of poinsettia that I've cut in half, they're going to form a frame underneath this. So I'm just going to slip those under like that. So that it forms a frame at either side. And basically, we haven't wasted a whole flower there. No, the wood's on the other one, Nicole. This is the grey board that we've used for the cover. I use it instead of foam. If you want to use foam, by all means use foam, but I don't. I prefer this because it's less sticky. But you could just use a foam dot. Then I've got my little flower that I mentioned. And that, oops, got far too much glue on this. It's just going to go there like that. So get my glitter glue again. And I'm just going to put some glitter just to make it sparkle. Just round about, dot it about. Especially on the flowers. Edges of the trees, that sounds like a cat. So we've got some sparkle. Okay, so we've done this page now. That's all built up and finished. That page is built up and finished. And we've got this one ready to go. So, as we're halfway there, what we'll do is I'm going to leave you to carry on finishing those 2 pages. Yeah, we only used 2 of the 12 by 12, Nicole. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll finish these 2 off and we'll do the front cover, pop the charm on, and then we're done. So shall we say 7:30 tomorrow?
Yeah, 7:30.
7:30, same time, same place. Get it finished, and then next week we can come back and start the floating spine mini. Okay?
Sounds good.
Good. Right, I will see you all tomorrow. Sleep well.
I will.
I know you will. And
Make a change.
enjoy your fussy cutting. All right, see you tomorrow, guys. Bye.
Oh.